going? I'm having a rough couple of days, as many of you know. Well, I'm really tired. I'm really tired. Going to Port Hope twice in 2 weeks.
Turn your home into a modern paradise.
No, thank you. Turn Going to Port Hope twice in 2 weeks. And Nan being here, it was a wonderful visit, but it sacked me. Now listen, the reason I'm doing a second live stream is because Sunday's live stream, I took it down because we got into so much stuff. Hi, Joe, and hi, Joe, Celeste, Avonlea Ann, Sherry Leach. So here's what's going on. I've got my cards out, and I want to explain something. Okay, we got into some really heavy. Where's my lighter? We got into some really heavy stuff on Sunday. And hey, Timothy, Stephen, Chaos, Carolyn, hi, Mary Cook, how's it going? Now, we got into some really heavy stuff on Sunday. And I want to clear the air on a couple of things because, hi, Marie, I said a lot of things, but I didn't clarify a lot of them. And there's a lot of things I can't clarify because I'm not educated enough yet of the spirit realm. Let's put it that way. Hey, Liz, how are you? Okay, first off, sacred smoke of the sacred white sage. Please cleanse us of negativity, ill intent. May we be loving and honest and open to what Spirit has to say. And may we push out the negativity. Okay. So, I think I just dropped a piece. I did. I dropped a burning piece of sage. So, here's what I want to clarify, right? No, it's okay. It's okay. Here's what I want to clarify. Now, I said that I have no faith in organized religion, no faith in politics, no faith in organized medical care, like not medical. I have no faith in the higher ups of organized religion, politics, world health, any of that stuff, right? Now, that doesn't mean, now remember I said everybody has a job? That when I say I have no faith in organized religion, that's me. That's my stuff. I'm not saying organized religion is bad at all. That is not what I'm saying. All right. There's rarely a time that I will go into a church and not get something out of it. I will always get something out of that. Okay. What I mean when I say I have no faith, that's me. There are, I'm talking about the high up puppets, okay? But when people, if you go to church and that supports your faith, wonderful. That's awesome. Not everybody is at the same level of faith. Not everybody is at the same, and there's no level higher or lower than. We are all exactly where we're supposed to be. And please do never get the impression that I don't think that the Bible has the word of God in it, because I do believe so. It does. I just know it's been tainted. So what I get out of the Bible is what resonates with truth with me. Okay? It's like comic books, all right? There's a lot of, not comic books. There's a lot of things we don't know, and there's a lot of things that have been manipulated. But if it gives somebody else the support and community of the faith that they need to go forward in God's love, I'm all for it, just not for me. So I really wanted to clarify that. I'm not against religion. I'm against organized religion for me. It's kind of like the jab. I'm not against it, just against it for me. Do you understand? Hey, Malka, how's it going? Hi, Helen. So I wanted to clear that up because it was brought to my attention that of all the things I say, sometimes they may be misunderstood. So please, please, please don't ever think that if you go to church or, anything like that, you have that is your support system. That is your faith. And that's a good thing. Anything that brings you closer to the love of God is a good thing. Okay? I just wanted to clarify that. No politics, religion, etc. We're not supposed to discuss this here. Okay, Malka, A, you're not a moderator. B, I will talk about anything I want to talk about within the bounds of propriety. Okay? I say no politics or religion, but I'm not banging organized religion. I'm not taking apart organized religion. We are not having a huge discussion on whether religion or politics are good or bad. I'm clarifying. So that's up to me to decide what is to be said here or not, Malka, okay? Am I live? Hi, Avon Leanne. I accidentally got out and came back and it started from the beginning. Well, that's okay. You can pull the thing up towards where we are now. It's cold out and I have 6 cats to care for. I'm very tired. I'm spiritual. Okay. Yeah, it's very cold out. But despite the cold, Gracie had to sit in the sun. I mean, it's cold, but it was sunny out and I put her out for a pee. And then I got stuff out of the thing for supper because it's a video. And our half acre homestead didn't get a video today because I've been in a fibro flare ever since we got home. Not ever since we got home. Sunday I was okay. It's yesterday it hit really bad. Yes, you are a bit bossy, but I you know what? That just says that you feel comfortable talking to me, Malka, and that's okay too, right? What I wanted to clarify is that remember me saying everybody on the planet has a place. All right. Look at it this way. The volunteers, we can't put them down, right? We can't say, they're sheep. Blah, blah, blah. The volunteers are basically born here. Everybody born in this time is here for a purpose, including the volunteers. So we are at a point now where we can't diss anybody for doing anything. Why? Because we don't know how things are going to play out. All I know is that the awakened are getting ready for the big divide, and the volunteers are just keeping the machinery going until we get to the forefront, if that makes any sense. Hey, Simply Jessica. I've done a few things in the Instapot. It's still not my favorite way to cook, but I'm probably going to do a soup this week. And today I'm making a new meatloaf. And that's all you're going to hear. Is tomorrow's video is a new meatloaf. How are you, Jessica? Team Mama Dukes. Well, it wasn't just a long drive. You got to figure, Joe, that last, it was just 2 weeks ago I did that drive again, right? And it's not just the long drive. It was, I loved having Nan here. But even that little bit of extra work, the little bit of extra of, taking her tea to her, taking her water to her, taking her meals to her. Even though she said, I can do it. No, you can't, Mom. Right? Because the last time I gave you a glass of water to take to bed, you spilled it on the floor and I almost went ass over tea kettle and you didn't even know you spilled it. So, I mean, these things they're just little things, but I am no longer young. I'm going to be a senior soon. You know what I mean? So No, 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 Marie. We took her home on Saturday. We took her home on Saturday. Oh, it was a great haul. It was a great haul. Remember the last one I did at the other factory outlet? That 2 packages. It was like 4 pounds of sausage for 7.99 sausage meat. And because they're like 2 pounds in a package, I'm going to make like 1 meatloaf, 4 meals out of the sausage, but there's a twist. That's all I'm saying. Is there is a twist. So, yeah, I did, and I'm really tickled. Next time we go that far, I'm gonna take a cooler for sure. I'm gonna take a cooler for sure because their bags of ice were only a buck 99. And here, anywhere you buy a bag of ice here, it's $3 plus, right? So, um, we are waiting to get some finances reor. Did I see Andrew? I thought I saw Andrew there. Tamasu! Well, it's not going to be a stuffed meatloaf this time, but it is going to be a different meatloaf. Okay, because I tried this out with beef and I thought it would be better with sausage. And if I'm going to use 2 pounds of meat, I'm going to make that thing stretch for 4 meals minimum. Hey, it's not cold. Walk to the grocery store and back. Yeah, but you're in Windsor, aren't you? My back didn't like carrying on the way home, though. Hubby will be in hospital for about a week, so I'm on my own. Don't you have a bundle buggy, honey? Does anybody even know what I mean when I say bundle buggy? My Aunt Josie, God bless her. God, bless her soul. She worked at Sears, and she started work at Sears right around the time I was born. And all of all of my growing up years, Aunt Audrey, Aunt Josie reminded me a lot of each other. It took a lot to be a woman and marry into my mother's family because my mother's family was raised that the women catered to the men. The men always came first. The men's opinions always came first. They always ate first. They always got the best of everything, right? And the women were taught that you look after your man and he'll look after you, basically, right? Hey, Coral, Donna Lowe. Yes, those things you carry that rolls as you pull it. Yes. And just basically a fold up basket. And every day, when my Aunt Josie went to work at Sears, and she worked there until she retired, um, she would sometimes do shopping on her way home. And she would get off the streetcar at Pape and Queen, and I would sometimes see her coming down. I always knew when she was coming down. A rough what time she was coming home, and I would sometimes be at the corner of the street seeing Aunt Josie coming, and she just had this brisk walk, and she was pulling that bundle buggy along, and Aunt Josie always, always had a sunshine smile, always had a sunshine smile, and she'd let me pull it down the street sometimes for her. That was my. But if you have a bundle buggy, at them cloth ones and all that stuff, but you can get the cloth ones if you want to keep mud and stuff. But if you get a bundle buggy, that makes, that makes life a whole lot easier than carrying, that's for sure. My legs no longer carry me. Oh, I feel that. Did you get a warm reception when you dropped Nan off? Oh, yes. Karen was out of the sling. And Karen is, I think, 62 years old. She doesn't have a gray hair on her head. She has this beautiful kind of chestnutty brown hair, but not a gray hair on her head. You know? Not that I envy her or anything. Like Howie and I were watching TV, and it's a pain in the ass, is it? I forget what something anyway, and someone had dyed their hair. Like, there was an older person. I think we're watching Vera, and every season her hair's just a different, slightly different shade than before. And and everyone says to me, "Wow, you look so young for your age," right? And I said to Howie, I said, "You know what the secret is? I don't dye my hair. You know why? The moment I dye my hair, it puts all of my wrinkles and lines of my face into instant relief. And then you got to start wearing makeup to make your hair match your eyes and make your eyes match your hair. And do you have shoulder pain and feel the air currents with your fibro just when, oh, I always have shoulder pain. This shoulder, I popped out and in, pop, pop, just like that when I was working in the nursing home when I was 19. And I never had it fixed. And that was in October. And by January, I had my arm like this. I would be playing cards. And it wasn't until I went to the doctor that I had blown my rotator cuff and was like, had it frozen for months. And this shoulder just, is all my joints are, yeah, yeah. That's why I have a little heater on the floor here, because even sometimes when I got my slippers on, I'll get a chill and I'll just turn the little heater on. Oh, I love Vera. I love Vera. Hi, Laura Vic. How are you, darling? Well, it's a special live feed today. She dips her hair. What is meaning? Okay, what is dipping your hair? Hey, Urban, how are you? Have leg sensations. Oh yeah, no, I have you know how they used to do pressure points? There's a lot more than they said there were. There are places on my body that I can't see the pressure here, just how much pressure I'm putting on here, right? If you can see it. See how I'm pushing my skin down a little bit. See how my muscle goes down a little bit. There are parts of my body I can't even do it that. Especially on my outer thighs. In between my hip and my knee on my outer left thigh, there's a hot spot. Hey, Ann Lewis. Oh, dyeing hair. That's why God gave us gray hair. Softens the face. Yeah, I call them God. Yeah, don't look at my hair. I call them God highlights, right? I'm trying to get some rest, but I just, every time yesterday I was just completely off the hook. I just I couldn't do anything. I did a load of laundry or something, and I loaded the dishwasher, and that was it. And I phoned Howie and said, bring home a rotisserie chicken. And I'll make some fries. You bring home a rotisserie chicken and a couple of small salads, and I'll make some fries. Spicy wedgie fries. Those from the spicy wedgie fries from the grocery outlet, they're really good. They're not so hot that they burn your mouth, but they're spicy enough that you get the heat. You know what I mean? Sirloin steak's on sale, so I have a nice steak, cucumbers, and tomatoes tonight. Oh, that sounds delicious. One reason I needed to lose weight, because I knew hubby's health was failing. I'm getting stronger. Well, I gained some winter weight this year, but I'm still less than I was when the winter started. Remember me telling you, Briar and I had the conversation, it would be nice if we just didn't gain any weight this year? Because normally I'll gain anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds over the winter. And yes, I went down, and I gained 3 or 4 back, but I'm still below what I started at the beginning of winter. So I'm going to call that a win, right? I hope you don't get any more issues. I can't imagine how you do it all. I have to push myself. Well, see, that's the problem, Malka. You shouldn't push yourself. You should just do what the energy eggs in the basket, right? Especially everybody, not just fibromyalgia sufferers, but everybody advancing in years wakes up every day with only so many energy eggs or job eggs in their basket. And if you push yourself, like like today, I'm going to finish cleaning up the kitchen and doing the dishes. That's 3 energy eggs. So let's say I got a dozen in my basket today. I'm good. I'm doing good. I got 12, 16, right? It's going to take me 3 just to unload and load the dishwasher. It's going to take me another egg to wipe the counters and the stove and sweep the floor. It's going to take me another to get all the laundry onto the couch where I want to sit and fold. You know what I mean? So by the time I get to making the video and making dinner, because I have to set up for the video, I have to do the video, I have to edit the video, I'm done. So if I don't get my shit done in the morning, or my stuff, my major stuff like loading the dishwasher and stuff, it may not get done until like before I go to bed. So, did your last live get taken down? No, I took it down, Helen. I took it down because we got into some really heavy stuff that if I do a live stream, okay, if I do a live stream, and I normally leave it up. But on Sunday, we got into a lot of stuff that I don't know where YouTube's meter is on all this stuff that's going on in the world. And we talked about a lot of different things. So I just decided, instead of, I could have waited until it finished processing. After I shut it down, it processes. But the problem with that is, if they see that I've talked about that during the processing, they will take it down before I can even download it. So I thought, and then they would give me a strike. So I just decided to delete it completely. I never even downloaded it. So whoever was in that live, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're just getting here, Helen, I think you want to go back and watch the disclaimer from the beginning. Okay? Because I realized that a lot of the things I said were resonating with people, but there was a lot of things I said that needed further clarity. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about a lot of things that they're just not here. They're just not conducive to the light, right? So I had to get rid of them. I had to take it down and not risk my channel. Well, Team Amadukes, we have them, right? There are going to be days when I can't wait. Like I'm sitting here on my hands waiting for the rest of the week, because we got several irons in the fire going on. We've got our taxes. We've got where I just renewed my mortgage. I just renewed my insurance. You know what I mean? It's that time of year. And and I did hear from AdSense. They acknowledged that I fixed the problem in July. Now, I don't know what else they want me to do, but I ain't touching nothing until the lawyers say, okay, this is what you need to do from now on. Because the last time I touched something, I made a mistake, and I'm still waiting for the money. You know what I mean? Where's Donna? Hi, Donna. My lunch time is over. Gotta head back to work. Have a great day. Take care, sweetheart. Mwah. Well, I mean, there's freedom, and then there's free. People don't necessarily understand. There's a lot of people out there that do not understand what freedom means and what tyranny means. They don't, right? They don't understand that being told that you have to stay in your house on New Year's Eve after 10 p.m., that there will be police presence on the roads. That's tyranny, don't you think? I wouldn't worry about weight so much, just so you feel, well, the thing is my weight is a problem for my joints. And I don't necessarily want to go through the process of having my knees replaced. So the sooner I get my weight down, and it's taking a very long time because of my gastric bypass surgery, because I started gaining weight when my body got sick in the second year of my gastric bypass, at the beginning of the second year of my gastric bypass, it got so that I couldn't lose weight. And now I'm losing it gradually. I'm losing about 5 pounds a year. It's a very slow process, but you know what? I'm just letting my body do what my body wants to do. All right, but when you say take it back, Avon, how am I going to explain this? just the words, take it back, mirror aggression. Okay? Taking something implies that you are grabbing something that is not yours, right? Okay? And freedom, we aren't born free. We have to fight for that every generation. But this fight is no longer, this is not the way it has been in the past. This fight is not ours to fight. It is ours to bring the light. Do you understand? Do you understand that? We need to bring the light. Because once we start shedding the light on all the darkness, nothing can hide from the light. Do you understand? Now, like I said, there's volunteers who are going to, they're basically like, please do not, I can't say this enough. We do not pick on those people just because they are not awakened. We do not show them derision. We do not say that we are better than. I can't stress this enough. Everybody born at this time on this planet, in this galaxy and universe, has a purpose, and it's a very important purpose. Whether it's to be a volunteer to the machine so that the awakened can move forward, then isn't that kind of a sacrifice on their part? They were born knowing that they were going into the machine so that we could go forward. We cannot have the great divide, the great ascension, without the volunteers, because not everybody goes. Not everybody divides. So, the volunteer's job is very, very important. No, we can't just sit and let them tell us what to do, but we don't, yes, there are protests and we have our ways of protesting. Like, I'm going to buy what I can from wherever I can to fill my pantry and freezer. That's a given, right? But I am also going to do everything I can to grow as much as I can at home organically. And my plants aren't doing well. I'm going to have to get some organic fertilizer. And I'm going to shop locally. You know what I mean? My eggs are going to come from the farm down the road. If they have stuff they're growing that the farm down the road that I don't have in my garden, you bet your boots I'm going to get it from there. Right? If I have extra tomato plants, I'm going to say, hey, you want some? Just give me, trade me for meat or something later on down the road, see how they do, kind of thing, right? So, because I noticed at the farm store, they had a lot of big, beautiful tomatoes, and they had a lot of plum tomatoes, but they didn't have a lot of the in-betweens like Manitoba tomatoes and subarctic plenty, which, if you want quantity, those are the ones in this area to grow, right? Yeah. So, yeah, hormone therapy works. Expensive if you don't have extra health insurance. $320 a month. Hormone therapy for what? No hormone. I may never be able to get myself off of the antidepressants that I was put on. But last night, I only took a half a lorazepam to go to bed. Yeah, I was up and off and on until about 1 a.m. But, I'm trying to get off the lorazepam altogether, right? So, and my mood meds that I've been on for 30 years, I'm going to start cutting them back, even if it's only a half a pill a month, until I can go to cut down a half a pill twice a month. And this could take me years, because I tried to do it. I got down to a half a pill gone every day, but it took me, and I did it in 3 months, and I lost my stuff, right? I lost my noodle. So the way I see it is I'm missing something about here. What did you say before that, Shalimar? Burr, burr, burr. Anyway, I watched the live and I know you said I would take it down, but it seemed to stop mid-sentence. Yeah, I took it down. I took it down. I'm not risking my channels. And I'm nowhere. It's like I'm in a holding pattern for a week before everything gets organized, before my taxes get organized, before I can pay my taxes are done. I have to pay for the $215 for the accountant so he can e-file them. I'm updating a loan. I've just updated my mortgage. I've just updated my insurance, and I'm just kind of in a holding pattern. There's nothing I can do until, Friday kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So barter is something, but I mean, you have to live in a fairly, like where I live is in the hills. Not a lot of people, like people do gardens. And that's one thing I noticed even in the city is that we saw a lot more like you know how my raised beds are? Well, picture one twice as long. I saw a lot like that in people's front yards and side yards and stuff. So it's really nice to see that people. Oh, hormone therapy for weight loss and diabetes control. Yeah, I'm not when I had my ovaries removed, I completed I'm pretty much sure my menopause is completely over now. And I mean, I remember the first week because the first week after having my ovaries removed, I had been in the hospital for like 5 days because there was a lot more than just having my ovaries removed. They repaired 6 hernias and took 8 pounds of scar tissue off down the strip of the front of my belly. But I remember I was in the hospital for 5 days without my mood meds. And I had a meltdown when I got home. And it was a thing with losing my ovaries and not having my mood meds. But I told the doctor about it. She said, "Well, I can give you hormones if you want." And I said, "Isn't that just like birth control?" And she said, "Well, yeah." I said, "What the hell do I want birth control for? I'm over 50." Or how old was I at the time? I'm almost, I'm in my 40s. Why would I want hormones? Why would I want more hormones? I'm already growing a beard, so big deal, right? We were on our way to put in offer, and on the way got a call from realtor. The house was sold. Okay, well then you weren't meant to have it, right? Trying to find a home, it's like climbing the side of a water glass. You get so far, then you fall back into the bottom. My moods have been so up and down. Remember, remember on Sunday, Avon Leanne, your card said this one deal is not the end all be all. If you don't get it, it's because there's something better, something not necessarily better or grander, but something more suitable to you, financially, physically, that is coming down the road. You just have to be patient. Okay, sweetheart, you just got to be patient. Well, it's not so much the money coming through. I think that at least AdSense is going to start paying me properly next month, right? And they may have to add the January, February, March stuff they took off. But I do believe the lawyers are now sending stuff to the IRS on my behalf. So not everyone has a successful garden. I know that. And it's one of those years where I'm really counting on my stuff and my stuff just isn't doing what it normally does. So, hi, Kathy Kraus. How are you, darling? I know it's frustrating, dear, but the frustration is you wanting something and your faith or your higher power saying, "You know what? I know you want this. But trust me, you don't want this. If you don't get it, there's a really good reason for that." And I know the journey is frustrating, but you've got to have frustration is a negative feeling. So what you want to do is take some deep breaths and accept that something better's coming. Right? I mean, God loves you, right? So why would he give you something you don't need? Or why would he help you get something that's not good for you? We may not see why it's not good for you. We may not see why it's not for you. You may think it's perfect for you, but you got to trust, right? It's difficult to actually get a home right now because the market is so hot. You'll find it when it's right. Exactly. And right now, properties are really high. Like people are saying, "Oh, your property's worth a lot more than you think." And I'm going, "No, it's not. It's only worth more than I think if I want to borrow against it, which I don't." Right? So, what's the point? I would rather have my house if what people are saying is true, okay? My house is I'm down to owing 1/3 of what my house is actually worth. Now, property values may drop between now and next year, but I have no control over that. So I am not going to get all stressed out about what the hell just happened here. I'm not going to get all stressed out about what property values are and what they aren't now because there's nothing I can do about it right now. My mood has improved too. I refuse to take antidepressants. I tried and they just made me feel worse. Well, I'm going to try and get off them, right? Agreed totally. I know God answered me. He just said, no, exactly. That's right. Haven't been in a live for a while. I'm looking great. I'm in a fibro flare. So thank you. Thank you so very much. No, folks, it is not. It is not a cold. It is the cannabis. I'm refusing to use the C word anymore. And no, it's not the nasty one that men use. I'm talking about the other C word. I'm not using it anymore. Do you know why? Because they're trying to make it seem like it's replaced the usual yearly cold and flu. And so I'm just going to say, no, I don't have a cold. Hey, Yoshi! It goes in cycles. The bottom will fall out again and it will go back up. Right. Well, that's what we're going to do is, like I said, I'm working. I've got it all planned out how we are going to. This is like me. I'm in a holding pattern too, Avonlea. I am in a holding pattern too until like Thursday, Friday. And then it's next week before I can actually do anything. So, ow, my shoulder. Ow, I'm itching my back. So, I'm just kind of, I don't know what I missed here. My seed starts are getting very big. It will be a challenge to wait till spring planting time. Well, if they're tomatoes, you can repot them and bury them down to their first leaves, but make sure they're in second leaf when you do that. I've had to restart all my tomatoes. And my cabbages are purple. They're red. And I don't understand unless somebody put the wrong seeds in the package. Sunday was my grandson's birthday party. I rented a poolside room. He had the best day. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've already replanted. Oh, wow. That first puff was a hard one. I need to eat something. Only had a protein shake at 7 a.m. So gonna make a tomato sandwich. I had toasted tea for breakfast. Oh, excuse me. We have 2 homes and we are constantly getting adverts to sell the other home at least for a week. If we wanted to sell, it would be on the market. Well, if you don't need the other home and it's a hot time to sell, it might be a good idea to pad your retirement, unless you're looking at it as a rental income to. But as you get older, like Howie and I were landlords once. Never, well, not once. We had several tenants over time, but when we first moved to Quebec and we bought our first house, it was a duplex. And I will never be a landlord again. I will never be a landlord again. And God willing, I will never be a renter again. I could use some prayers. I'm in such a funk, no energy and no desire to do anything. I want to feel like myself again. Well, you know, we'll do some, you could use some prayers. Absolutely, we'll do some prayers. But Yoshi, you may want to find a nice corner or comfortable chair or couch, and you may want to do some deep breathing and close your eyes and find your happy place and do some deep breathing and find, prayer and meditation, sweetheart. It's been a big helper for me. I got to tell you, is Angela here? I got to tell you, I was listening. Let me see if I can find these for you. Now, there's this, excuse me, folks. There is this fellow. Remember I was telling you he was born awakened? I don't know if I told you guys on Sunday or if it was in yesterday's thing, but a lot of his stuff was my story. Like how, remember me telling you how my parents shut us down? Let me just find it. Okay, I'm going to give you part 1 and part 2. Okay. If for anybody who has Spotify, okay? I'll give this to you. Here's 1 copy. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Let me know if that link works. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get the second part. There we go. Now, I have heard this gentleman speak before, and it's for Spotify, only if you have Spotify, but I've heard this gentleman speak before, and when he started, I just last night heard part 2, listened to part 2 before I went to bed, and he talked, can you see that? I don't know who needs to hear this, but do you really need to hear this? You just need to look. Look at the angel of love. Look at how golden and soft and how she's cradling your heart. Okay? Folks, love, 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 love. Love, love, love. You know what I mean? What worked, Sherry? This is the most important thing we need to rely on now. We need to filter everything through love. I've been trying to teach, I've been trying to get people to look at this idea for a while. And when I say filter through love, I mean, somebody did again, it's always on the number 7 where there's a lot of accidents. On our trip back, again, somebody did a really dangerous pass. And both Howie and I went like that, right? And then I went, okay. Okay. Because my reaction, emotions are just reactions, right? You think about this. Emotions are the reaction to how we deal with everything. All right? You can't separate yourself from emotion, right? The angel of love, Yes. You've got to love yourself, Yoshi. You have to love yourself enough to know that sometimes depressed, and I heard this from Jim Carrey and I just loved it. You got to look at the word depressed as deep rest. We somehow sometimes think that we should be always on the ball, always on the ball. But when you are depressed, it's not just your mind, it's your mind telling your body you need deep rest. You need to rest and regroup. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being depressed unless it, unless what happened, there's nothing unusual about being depressed. It happens to everybody. It's only when we try to ignore it and try to push through it for everybody else that we get into dangerous areas of emotional and mental torment. So when you are depressed, pay attention to the fact that you're depressed. Know that there's nothing at the moment you can do about it, but give yourself over to your faith. Close your eyes. Do some positive imagery. And this is I'm going to talk to you about positive imagery in a minute. And allow yourself that deep rest. Don't allow the rest of the world to say, hey, just snap out of it. If one thing that can take me, or could in the past, take me from being depressed to wanting to punch through a wall, is somebody telling me to relax or snap out of it. That's just wrong, okay? That's somebody who doesn't understand that you need the deep rest. Yesterday, I needed deep rest. Not that I was depressed, but I couldn't move much, right? So I gave myself time yesterday to eat a medicated cookie and just do nothing if I didn't have to. Love is all is love. Exactly. I do mine in slices. Blanch them first or they turn black. Are you talking about potatoes? It depends on the potato and how thick they are as to how long it takes. Yeah, I blanch them. I blanch my potatoes too. And then I rinse them. I rinse the starch off with cold water because it's the starch that turns black, right? So I was listening to this gentleman on those Spotify podcasts, and he was being interviewed by a couple of people from awake.com. And now this is not going to make any sense to a lot of people, and it's going to make perfect sense to a lot of people. But a lot of the stuff he said, I was not at the frequency to be able to understand. But there were a lot of things I did. And before the Lemurians came, before there was Lemuria, it was called Mu. And when I heard him say that, my whole body vibrated. And I went, Mu, right? Because I've been mooed at before. And my brother used to call me Beulah, right? Like a cow, right? When I was, starting to get hips and stuff. But I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this meditation place I keep going to. Hey, freaky geek, to see if my place where I live is going to be safe. Okay, I will in a minute. Okay. So when I have, okay, the Oculus, I will not be getting it. It'll be for workouts only. I will not be getting it for cyber life. I will not be getting it even for meditation, because the meditation I saw was kind of cool, but it's still somebody else's idea of what meditation is. It's somebody else's picture of what meditation is, and it's the lazy way. Okay? Now, hey Melissa, how's it going? So, I found this place in my meditations. I now call it Moo. But I found this place in my meditations and I thought, what would be the ideal place? Okay. And it was a place that was completely alive. This guy gave me the words, and I've seen him on other stuff in other programs. And he wrote a book called Our Cosmic Origins, Our Cosmic Origins, I believe it's called. And yes, that's funny. Those cookies, I'd buy some, Bev, because they don't sell them. I don't sell them either, sweetheart. I don't sell them either. But this place I would go to in my meditations. It was completely alive. It was interactive with, okay, kind of like the movie Avatar, but not. This place was an earth I have never seen. Maybe I have seen, but this place, as you walk along the path and you stroke, you know how you have the high grass, and you know how when the grass gets seed heads and it's kind of raspy and it kind of tries to grab your skin? This grass was like strands of silk. And as I dragged my hand through, it was going like, oh, you know, the grass was stroking and loving every finger of my hand. It was alive. It was alive. The soil, or wherever I was walking, molded to my foot with every step, so that there was really no resistance. You know how you walk in the sand and it's kind of hard because it's slippery and slidey, and when you're walking on concrete, it's hard on your feet because you have to have shoes that support your arches. And when you're walking on dirt, it's a completely different experience. It didn't matter what the experience was. I wasn't wearing shoes. And the ground interacted with every step I took to make each step easier and more. Everything was alive. The water was alive. The insects looked more like fairies to me, and they were glowing, and they were kind of going around my head. And when I sat down, the trees came over and shaded me while I watched the river go by, and vines started coming forward offering fruit and vegetables and food. I mean, this place was completely alive. Like our planet is alive, right? Our planet is alive, but we are not. Most of the people on the planet are not connected to it. They look at it as that we live on it, but we don't. This is why the planet is dying. We are not living as if we are connected to it. Now, the original Lemuria, or whatever it was called, used to be called Mu. And when he started talking about Mu, I went, oh, that's my place. That's my meditation place, where everything is alive. Even the wind, you know, and the air, you know, strokes you and talks to you. And you know, there are beings of absolute organic, just light. They look like diaphanous, and they've got little sparkles, and when they communicate, it's here. It's not necessarily vocal, right? So this is my meditation place, and I found out it actually existed. Wild, eh? So you can go to that place, Joanna. Man skewed the word God so many ways over the years. Well, that's why I call creator source, right? I just say God so people know what I'm talking about, right? But God, when I say God, I mean the you know, the one source of all, the creator of all, right? That's what I'm talking about. Now, you want to go to that place, you can. You can go to that place. When I lay in bed at night, if I don't meditate, I don't sleep. I don't always meditate on Moo. Meditate on Moo. I love that. I don't always go to Moo, but you can, this is what people don't understand. We have been interfered with by the Luciferian, draconian, okay? Remember me saying there are two schools, one of love, one of fear. That's really the base emotions of everything. But we are not designed to live in fear. It's one of the reasons we have so many illnesses, that we have so many mental health problems, that we have so many physical problems, is because whenever we are, wow, this is a download coming in real quick. I hope you're paying attention. When we are constantly assaulted, think about fear as an assault. And it's not just on your mind and your heart and your soul. It's an assault on your body. Why? Because whatever's going on here, we manifest here, right? This is one of the reasons I'm losing weight. Slowly but surely, I'm losing weight. Why? Because I am no longer, or I'm trying to no longer live my life under the weight of advertisers' opinions, of other people's opinions, of family opinions, of any of churches' opinions, of politicians. Nobody else's shit is my shit. So when I try and release myself from the weight of the negative narrative, which is always based in fear, I begin to be more centered mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and the physical follows. Does that make sense? Got silly cats doing the same thing the past 2 days. Not me. I'm covered in blankets. So somebody wanted a card pulled, and I can't remember who it was, and I'm not going to say who it was, or I'm not going to look, because I just needed whoever, the last person that asked me to pull them a card. No? Okay. It's this one. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's something wants to come out of this one. Have you found that using the new pot cuts the cooking time any? Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, there's always prep time. It's the same amount of prep time as it would be for the crock pot, only the crock pot takes all day. Door to value. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, and it could be the person who asked for it. Do you look at this door? Now, look at this really closely for a second. Remember, folks, I don't go by the book. I go by what I feel and what I see. The door to value, you see all the money? You see how the door is kind of open? It's opening. But look what's on this side. Paper money. And look what's on the outside. Okay, the money is all on this side of the door. But when you open it, there's so much more out there than money. Do you feel that? What's beyond the door to value, is this has no value. You see the money? It's the door to value. This has no value, really, because we just agree that money has value, right? There's no gold backing anything anymore. It's all digital now. The real value is what lies beyond that door. Do you see the gold? Do you see, and I don't just mean metallic gold, but sunshine, love, gold, abundance. That's the real value, okay? We got to stop looking at money as having value of anything other than just a tool. It is a tool. That's it. Money doesn't have value. It only has purchasing power. You see the difference? There's value and then there's purchasing power. And over hundreds of years, we have been taught to value money when really it's only purchasing power. The real value is the centered and mental, emotional, and spiritual experience that leads us to a place beyond fear, that leads us to a place of physical well-being because we're more emotionally, mentally, and spiritually centered. Does that make any sense to anybody? Not myself. I have to remind myself, not my monkey, not my circus. I'm working on the, yeah, absolutely, Tina. Hey, Autumn Leaf. Ow, I just banged my tooth. Some people cannot comprehend that some people have an open mind, and just because I believe something doesn't mean you have to, and I don't understand your way of thinking. That's right. This is the whole point, right? I'm not here to tell you what to think or what to feel or what to believe. I'm here to share my journey as it opens me and expands me. And if that resonates with you, great. I'm also here to help open minds stay open. I'm not here to tell you what to think or what to feel. I'm here to tell you to keep an open mind, to ask you to keep an open mind. Not used a bungle buggy in years. Used to carry laundry. Yeah, laundry as well. Those were famous going down the laundromat on Queen Street. So, do you guys mind? I'm gonna go have a pee and a cup of tea. Get a cup of tea, and I know we've been here for an hour, but I just wanna talk some more, and I'm gonna need a cup of tea. So I'll be right back. I'm trying to make up. It's not just I'm trying to make up. I wanted to clarify why I took down the video on Sunday, and I also want to make this one so that we can leave it up, so that people can understand and see, right? I felt really bad taking it down, but I can't risk my channel, right? Okay, so while I'm gone, okay, everybody close your eyes and try to imagine what the world would be like if we weren't overpopulated. If the plants really could, the plants and the soil and the air and the animals really could communicate with us, because they do. We just don't. We've been taught not to listen. So think about what your happy place would be. Think about just you and a place, and build. Do you want to see mermaids? Dancing on their tails on the river like dolphins and waving to you? Do you want to? Oh, and there were 2 moons in the sky. And this is remind me of that, okay? There were 2 moons in the sky. One of the moons was destroyed by the draconian Luciferians. And the fallout from that is what killed all the life on like Mars and Venus and stuff. They all had life at one time. I'll be right back. Oi! I'll be about 3 minutes, folks, if that's okay. I needed me a cup of tea. Hi, Juju. Mommy made me. No, you're not going out. You just came in. You just came in. I am just waiting for the kettle. Oh, I love the smell of sage when I come in the room. Now, my kettle isn't boiling yet, but I am going to... Your power's out? All right, I want to... Thank you. Yeah, I talked to my speaker. All right. I'm gonna put some music on. It's just Hertz music, and it's to help you relax, help you, you know. I communicate with my feral rescue homeless cats. I have issues. It's a bit much. 4 + 2 outside and 1 is small. Gracie, who is pregnant, the rescue org is not helping. Well, I mean, you've got to be able to focus on what you can and cannot do, Malcolm. Okay? I know that they're you know, these animals are your connection to life. But you also have to let them be who they are as well, right? I know you do, sweetheart. Okay, my kettle's boiling. I'll be right back. What on earth? Wrong. Hang on a second, guys. This is coming off my phone, and it shouldn't be. That's better. And my kettle's boiling. I'll be right back. This is just Hertz music. All music we listen to has been changed. The frequency has been changed to keep us less in tune. So I'll be right back. Oi. Oh, I like that. Feel the difference? Goose flesh all over my body. Okay. Let's turn this down. There we go. Yeah. So, what were we talking about? I guess it doesn't really matter, right? As long as like we're here and we're together and we're doing fine. Let me just give myself a second here. I'll come up to visit and buy some cookies, Dreaming in Color. I don't sell them, Malka. That would be highly illegal. All right, so. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Mama. How's it going? 2 moons, yeah. So when I first started meditating this planet, this place, to me it was Earth, but it wasn't any Earth that we would recognize. Everything was alive. Everything had its own way of communicating, and we were all connected mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So we could have conversations. Plants knew what you needed. You knew what the plants needed. And there was no need. If you think about it, there's no need, because everything just kind of coexists. Because you're there. Everything works together for all. Does that make sense? You can't hear me, Malka? You can't hear me? I've turned the music down. So I'm good, Mama Catwell. I'm in a fibro flare. Second day of a fibro flare, but I seem to be doing much better today. I'm just taking it really easy. Yesterday I ground to a halt. So today I'm doing better. Oh, okay. Thank you, Joe. So when I'm done here, I'm going to go and work on my kitchen and get my video started, get my meatloaf prepped. I think I'm just going to have crispy fries with it tonight, or maybe the spicy fries, because they go good with what I'm going to make. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. And probably just green beans. I'm a lot better than yesterday. I'm still in a lot of pain, but I'm relaxing through it more. So, like I said, I've got a lot of things that I'm just kind of in a holding pattern until, what's today, Tuesday? I'm in a holding pattern for the next few days. And then we should be fine, right? I should be fine. I'll be getting, I'm sitting here waiting for things to go click, click, click into place. All these things I've been working on so that I can buy my pool liner, so that I can get some organic fertilizer for my plants and all this stuff. No one has to know. Maybe I have a recipe so I can make some. Malka? I took my keef that I get from the bottom of my grinder. Where's my grinder? I don't think there's much keef in this. And I put it in a jar. Ooh, this is keef. 1 tablespoon of that. I love drums. 1 tablespoon of that in one recipe of cookies. Any recipe. Recipe of oatmeal cookies. Instant cookies that you buy at the dollar store. 1 tablespoon of keef over 12 cookies will do you just nicely. And you could take 1 a night. Right? My pain management doctor made me a meditation tape years ago. It works so. Your videos work the best. Well, thank you, Joanne. Don't swell my head. I am not here to tell people how to live or how to think or how to meditate even. I'm just here sharing my journey and ask only that people keep an open mind. Ooh, the soul's journey just called to me. My mom just got here, so gotta run. You hang in there, Yoshi, okay? You do some of that meditation, baby. Take care, Yoshi. Whoa! Did you see those cards fly out? Ha! We have abundance and humor. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. This is what people don't understand, is when we were separated from some of the strands of our DNA. Did you know we're capable of carrying 48 strands of DNA, and we are only keeping 2? We are only active with 2. That's when they say, oh, you only use 10% of your brain. It's actually more like 4 or 5%. Okay, it's not just your brain, it's your spiritual connection. Okay, we are absolutely capable of manifesting all the wonderful things in our life. We have to raise our vibrations. We have to raise our vibrations because our DNA strands were snipped by the Draco. They were snipped by the Draco. And we are operating only at a 2-strand DNA, and it was done that way to make us more manageable. But we absolutely have the power to manifest. But you must raise your vibrations because you'll end up manifesting for the wrong reasons and making a muck of it and your life. You know what I mean? So do prayer and meditation and know that we are batteries. We are power packs. And when the ascension happens, many of us are going to be linked up with our higher DNA. We're going to evolve. Our DNA is going to not evolve, it's going to mature. And many of us, some of us are going to go up to 4 strands of DNA. Some of us are going to go to 12. But I mean, the real high beings, they're at 48 strands, and they are basically just complete thought, just complete consciousness, the one original consciousness, which I choose to call God, right? But we have all the power within us as humans. We carry all of the celestial DNA in our makeup. We are royal, and we're being treated like slaves. Okay? Humans have royal DNA going back to the beginning of when Source decided to. Source was once just there, right? And then Source wanted to expand and fractured itself into different universes and multiverses and light forms and all that stuff. We, the humans on this planet, come from the original DNA from the very first fracture. We carry all of, we are the humanoids, we are the only ones actually able to connect with God because we have everything of God in us. We are Source manifested. Okay? So not only are we carrying all the celestial DNA in our bodies, we also are the only things that have a direct contact and free will with the one Source, creator of all. So when we start realizing just how powerful we are, there are people who will use that for the dark. But what you need to do is you need to raise your vibration so that you can start being ready for your DNA to link. The more awake and in touch with Source and the multiverse you are, because we are no longer in quarantine, the more in touch you are, the more of your DNA will be restored to you when the shift happens, when the solar event happens. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, and that's where it begins, doesn't it? Okay? Every time something happens in our lives, we have a choice of how we react or interact with whatever is going on. Choose love, choose humor, choose joy, choose whatever. I don't care if you got 100 grains of black sand and you need to find the one gold one. You find that gold one and you focus on it, because our lives are a constant barrage of negative emotion trying to instill fear, to sicken us mentally, emotionally, spiritually, which sickens us physically. We just having leftovers tonight for dinner. I help my daughter out by babysitting for my 2 granddaughters. It's an hour drive each way. I leave at 5:45 a.m. Why doesn't she bring them to you? How did I learn about the cards? I've always been gifted. But I was taught, I was forced to suppress it for most of my life. And then when it started to surface around 1998, 1997, 1998, when I got sober. I got sober in 1997. And when I got into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, it allowed me to free range what my faith would be. It allowed me to connect with my faith in my own way without anybody else's opinion attached. And then also I had some friends, twin sisters, who recognized my spiritual side. And I was still on the kind of superstitious bent. I'm still learning about my faith. I'm still learning how to connect with my higher power. So they took me to a psychic fair. And that was the beginning. But I started, getting more and more delving into the spiritual realm. But the problem with that was I was not mature enough mentally, emotionally, or spiritually for it to be beneficial. It could have been dangerous. So I stopped around 2004. And I just started allowing it to reawaken in the last 5 or 6 years. I'm just at the point now where I'm okay. I'm okay handling everything I handle. Not everybody believes the cards. The cards are not anything other than a tool. They're not the tools of the devil. They're not here to create fear. They're here only as tools, as like a flashcard extension of my connection with whoever is needing to hear what the card is saying. It's basically just oh, okay, so this is what I'm supposed to talk about. That's why I don't use the books anymore, because the books sometimes told you what to think. It's like TV. TV tells you what to think, what to eat, what to wear, what's beautiful, what's sexy, what's not, all these things, right? So I don't use the books to tell me how to read the cards. I read them intuitively. Was I an army brat? Hey, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. No, I'm not an army brat. My dad was in the Air Force at the tail end of World War II, the Royal Canadian Air Force. And his older brother died in World War II abroad in the UK, in England. All my mother's brothers went to war. All of them went to war. And they all came back, but none of them came back the same. Nobody ever comes back the same. So no, I'm not an army brat, but there's military blood in me. Why? I go there because I have to take one granddaughter to school. She has half days and my daughter can't get out of work. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I was just asking. I wasn't judging. I was just asking because, normally when I was working in the beginning, when Briar wasn't in school yet, like when he was 2, 3, I dropped him off at my friend's house. And then I can't remember. So long ago. Hey, Chloe, how's it going, sweetheart? So, oh, Gaia. So anyway, I just came on to kind of clarify some of the things I said on Sunday, and I didn't want anybody to think that I'm telling them what to believe or what to feel or how to perceive your feelings. I just wanted people to keep an open mind and know that if you go to church and that is your faith and it uplifts and supports you without fear, then God love you. That's awesome. It's just not for me. And I can still go into any church and get something out of it. If I have to, like if I'm there for a wedding or I'm there for a christening, or it doesn't matter. If I'm at a church for a reason, I will always get something out of it. Oh, well, awesome. So as we get ready to go, whoa, there we go. Gaia has given us a card. Oh. And you're going to love this, folks. Winter's End. Regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. Now, I'm going to say this card's for all of us. Winter's End. And it doesn't necessarily mean the physical. It is ending today, by the way. This is it's going to go out. I think we're going to get a thunderstorm, but it's getting warm again. So, hey, Raph, how are you, darling? Winter's End. Regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcomes. Now, this is the time, folks. This is a really powerful time in the energy of the planet. It is the time of regeneration and rebirth. And if you can find a way of meditating and praying and getting in touch with the planet, the planet will feed you that regeneration, that rebirth. You will become in touch with the planet coming back to life in the spring, and it will give you more energy, more power. You can draw from the earth. Just make sure you give back. Okay? The only shake I get is from the cold wind. Amen to Winter's End. All right. So, folks, we've been here for an hour and a half, and I'm going to have to let you go now. But for all those who care to, please help me close with some prayer and meditation. Okay? I don't know how this is going to play out, but something feels different today. Okay? So, my hands are going to go up. Take a deep breath, hold, release, okay? I don't know what keef is, but I understand it's grinded. Thanks, I'll give it a try. It is the crystal that sifts down through, it comes off when you're grinding. It's the crystal. It's the really potent stuff. It's not just ground weed, but you can grind weed and bake it into cookies, okay? Just make sure there's fat in those cookies, whether it's oil or butter. It's here. The sunshine is here today. Even as cold as it was this morning, Gracie had to sit out in the sun. And when I went to make my tea, the icicles were dripping. Hi, Mindy, Patriot Angel. Hey, darling. All right. For all those who care to, now remember, if you don't want to stay, this is not a judgment on you. Everybody is free to make their own choices and their own decisions. And there is no judgment. Not to the people that are being called sheep. They have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. I really, really need everybody to understand that. It is not for us to judge or to sneer or to try and wake people up that don't want to be awoken. The volunteers are here for a reason too. Just as important as the awakened is. Do you understand that? Everybody's place. Everything's clicking into place. All right? So, acceptance, patience, tolerance. Just because somebody else doesn't understand things the way we do does not make them wrong. It just makes them on a different level of understanding about what they have to do in this lifetime. Okay? All right. Ready? 3 deep breaths. And when you hold your breath, don't hold it up here. Relax it down into your lungs. And one more. Hello, one source spirit, one source of all, whom some people choose to call God. Thank you for bringing us here together today. Thank you for moving me to have this live stream so that I could expand on what I talked about on Sunday, um, and so that I could leave it up for people. God, we know the great shift is coming. We know the great solar episode is coming. We know the divide is coming. Um, may we all go forth knowing purpose, or at least following your guidance in our purpose. We all may not know what our purpose is, God. But we do know we have one. Everybody has one. So, God, help us to go forward in the light of your love, trusting that as we go forward and we keep open minds and open hearts and open spirits to your call, may we just go forward in faith, knowing it's the right thing to do. May we listen to our heart and our spirit and our minds as we keep them open and ready to be guided by you. Yeah, it's happening. It's really a wonderful thing. Please, we lift everybody up to you, Source. Everybody. The volunteers, the awakened, the higher beings, even the dark ones, because as we lift them up, God, your light of love illuminates, and nothing the darkness hates more than being shined upon and exposed with the illumination of God's love. May we go forward, shining the light of God's love for all to see. May we become more and more spiritually centered in patience and tolerance and love in all of our decisions and choices. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, God, the one source of all, Creator of all. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part, blessed be. Walk, go forward in the light of God. Know that love is always going to be the answer, right? Love is always going to be the answer. Take care. God bless. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you. Love you. I love you. Don't forget that.